this month's expert interview was with Jim Palmer, the newsletter guru. It's a fantastic interview. I mean, I know it's like 45 minutes, but if you're a business owner, you need to watch it. As simple as that. I'll hit on a few of the high points, but really, I hope you take notes. You really need to take notes when you're listening to this. And I did the interview, and when I watched it the second time, I still had 3 pages of notes. And so, I mean, it's an excellent interview. I'm going to put some of this stuff down here in the executive summary, but I'm not going to be able to cover all the stuff that Jim covered. All right, what was this one about? Well, Jim he calls himself the newsletter guru, and he simply put has books out there that we talk about you need to go get. Newsletters, he argues, and I tend to agree, is probably hands down one of the best client retention tools there are. Along with this, he graciously wrote a couple of articles for this issue that you really need to read. He talks about that the newsletter is a feature article, so go read it as far as the best client retention tool. Also read his leaky bucket analogy. We talk about it in the interview because I think it's a great analogy, and so does he. There's nothing, I mean, he went into the main reason why newsletters and client retention is so important is the fact that it costs 10 times more to acquire a new customer than to make a sale to a current customer. Well, before you can sell to a current customer, you can't lose them, so you have to keep them. We talked about in last month's issue, if you don't have it, go get it, the importance of selling to that customer. Matter of fact, there's a screen capture we did that you want to see, that how just increasing 4 main areas by 10% will actually increase your sales dramatically by 45%. As far as other things that were in this interview, there was just so many. Let me hit on a few others. The fact there's gold on your customer list. He said that multiple times because, again, your current customers know you and trust you and like you, so it's easy to get them to sell. It's also, the newsletter is a great way to reactivate lost customers. People that have just stopped doing business with you, stick them on your list, send it to them, and then offer, maybe the 3rd month, put a little insert in there and give them a special to come back. It's a great prospecting tool. He said pick up 100 or 200 people that you would love to have as customers, send them out the newsletter for 2-3 months, and then put a special in there where they can come in. And we talk, which leads me to freestanding inserts, which is what he talks. That's that insert that he puts in there. That's how you monetize the magazine. Another key point on the magazine was the idea of making it really 50-50. You're going to have some information that you want to sell about your business, and it really shouldn't be selling. It should be an article about, and he touched upon this, and how it should be an article about how one of your customers using your product solved the problem, but tell it as a story. And then the rest of it is fun stuff, and that's what he basically sells. And a good point that was in there too was about how he saw a need and created a whole business around it. He basically put out his book, how to use a newsletter to keep customer retention. But then people were calling him up with, well, I don't know how to do the masthead, so he created a subject for that. Well, I don't know how to get the fun stuff, so he creates a product for that. And on and on and on. I don't know how to mail it, so he created a product for that. And all of a sudden, he's a little empire built around just answering customer products. That's a key point. Probably the last thing I would look at, he also talked about social media, and he's got a new product for that on social media. As far as getting people, and why, I guess the biggest thing about social media that he was talking about is, again, people need to know and trust you, and the idea of them getting your stuff on a constant basis. He mentioned the sales cycle is just taking longer for people to actually know you. And he brought up 3. I guess I said the last time, I'm going to lie. So I asked him what's the top things you would do if you were a business owner in the next 3 months. And he named 3. He says, think bigger. Go for the gold. Don't just settle for the bronze. He said, think bigger. He said, use video marketing, which is something that we're going to move into more, and we'll explore, as we explore that, we'll share it with you guys and get that newsletter started. So, man, I've just touched the surface. You guys really, really need to watch this video. I know this 4 or 5 minutes, I hope, just whetted your appetite for it. So until next month, let's make this our best year ever. Thank you.